topic we'll cover in 2 different episodes. I will share 5 tips in each episode that will significantly improve your teaching evaluations, even if you are not a native speaker. Even though my English is far from perfect, I have received pretty good teaching evaluations over the past 15 years as a professor. If you're in or just beginning a teaching career, these tips will help you succeed beyond your expectations. So let's get to it. Tip number 1, understand your students' expectations. On the first day of each semester, I conduct a class survey. I ask a few things in the survey, including what they want to learn, what they expect to learn, any suggestions for the class, any special circumstances they are in, etc. Based on the information they share, I adjust the course materials, assignments, my level of expectations, and so on. The special or personal circumstances my students share with me help me to understand what they are going through. Although I can't change a grading rule for them, I can try to accommodate them within appropriate boundaries. To understand your students' expectation, you should listen to what they say. Tip number 2, send a weekly reminder. Students take multiple classes in one semester, and many of them have part-time or full-time job. No matter how smart or diligent they are, it can be hard for them to keep up with every deadline. As soon as my course syllabus is completed, I set up a weekly reminder email for the entire semester. It takes about an hour to set up 16 weeks worth of weekly reminder emails. In Outlook, there is a function to schedule emails to send later. I schedule each weekly reminder email to be sent early Monday morning of each week. I also set a weekly announcement on the course blackboard. This weekly reminder email includes readings they have to complete that week, homework due dates, exam dates, and other important things to note. This simple method lets students perceive you as a teacher who is genuinely invested in their success in class. Tip number 3, respond to emails in a timely fashion. When I was a student, I noticed that some professors did not respond to emails in a timely fashion. Sometimes it took a week or even longer to receive a response. Waiting for a response from a professor was snapping my energy and often nerve-wracking. When I became a professor, I decided to respond emails quickly. I established a 24-hour email response policy and have kept it for the past decade. During weekdays, I respond to students' email within a day. In most cases, in just a few hours. In my teaching evaluations, several students have noted that they appreciate my speedy email response. You might want to set aside time to respond to emails from students each day. This might be a small and simple act, but your students will greatly appreciate your timely response. Tip number 4, give a weekly quiz. This is something I started to apply in recent years. I initially thought the students hate exams or quizzes, but one particular semester, a couple of students noted on my teaching evaluations that a weekly quiz would have made their learning more effective. Also, in his book, Make It Stick, The Science of Successful Learning, Peter Brown demonstrated that weekly cumulative quizzes helped students learn and remember better. So I began to use weekly or bi-weekly cumulative quizzes. I allow students to attempt each quiz up to twice and record a higher score. The questions on each quiz are pretty straightforward and simple. Most of the students receive above 90 points out of 100. This kind of quiz will encourage them to study and keep them on the top of what we have been learning in class. Tip number 5, hold individual meetings before each major assignment. Most of the courses I have taught feature 1 or 2 major assignments that significantly affect the students' grades. These assignments often account for at least 20 to 30% of the course grade. When I distributed an assignment guideline, I explain why the assignment is important and what I expect from them. Then, about a week before the due date, I set up an individual meeting and ask them to talk about the main points of their assignments. It takes quite a bit of time to meet each of them to discuss their preparation, but this has several advantages. First, to have a meeting with me, they have to know what they are going to talk about. This means they have to start their assignment in advance. During this process, they are also processing the information. In the meeting, I share my feedback and make some suggestions. Based on my feedback, they have the opportunity of revise their assignment. Having individual meetings makes a huge difference in the outcome of their assignment. Each semester, several students make a special note of how much the individual meeting helped them to turn in a quality assignment. I couldn't agree with them more. In this video, I talked about the first 5 tips to get great teaching evaluations. They are: number 1, understand your students' expectations. And number 2, send a weekly reminder. And number 3, respond to emails a timely fashion. Number 4, give a weekly quiz. Number 5, hold individual meetings before each major assignment. In the next episode, I will tell you about another 5 tips to get great teaching evaluations. Thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video.